Here comes Kerry Von Erich! Von Erich pushes Grace into the ring!
If you're a lifelong fan of professional wrestling, you probably remember the stars of Wrestling at the Chase. It aired for 3 whole decades on KPLR St. Louis 11. And coming up tonight, St. Louis 11 presents an exclusive documentary featuring the man behind the iconic television series. We share his tribute held at the historic CheckerDome on New Year's Day back in 1982. Joining us now, we have my colleague, Mike Colombo. What a pleasure to sit down with you this midday.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So you'll be hosting the program itself, right?
Yeah, I'm hosting it. Myself and photojournalist, editor extraordinaire Brian Ledford produce the show. And what's really cool about this video was all shot by a staff photographer from KPLR back in 1982. But the majority of it went unseen. They used some highlights the following week on Wrestling at the Chase. So people who watch this tonight, they're going to be seeing the vast majority of this for the first time. And you have wrestling legends like the men you see on your screen right there, Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. You got Gene Kiniski here. You got so many other names and faces that will be front of mind for people who were watching Wrestling at the Chase.
Wow, so much when we talk about not only the history, but kind of revitalizing that now. I think, Mike, when we go back in time, how big of an event was Sam's retirement card, and how important has he been to wrestling overall?
Well, the wrestlers that you'll hear from in the documentary tonight say that he is the man who put not only wrestling in St. Louis on the map, but wrestling across the country on the map. So he was hugely important. You talk about some of the great promoters in fighting. Don King in boxing. You have Vince McMahon, who would later be the head man for WWF and WWE, and now you've got a guy like Dana White in UFC. Sam Muchnick preceded all those men and really kind of showed the path as a promoter. So he was hugely important to making all of this work, then using Wrestling at the Chase as the promotional vehicle. I mean, people of a certain age in St. Louis, that show is absolutely iconic and they have such fond memories. In fact, I was just talking with one of our colleagues before the interview here. He watched it every morning, and then he said he watched the Three Stooges afterwards. So it's just like a walk down memory lane.
A walk down memory lane, and it's amazing to see how much history just here in St. Louis alone has played into this sport. I think when we talk about some of the stars that appeared at the event, tell us about that, Mike.
I mean, first and foremost, Ric Flair, who's still alive today. He has become not only a wrestling icon, but kind of a pop culture icon in our country. You've got Dusty Rhodes, you've got Ox Baker, you've got Dick the Bruiser, you've got Ken Patera, Wendy Richter. There's a tag team women's match in the card and in the program tonight. Dewey Henderson, Baron von Raschke. I mean, some people and some names that truly will stand out to wrestling fans. And I want to share a little bit more of a sneak peek of what you can expect. We not only start with a bio of who Sam Muchnick was, because you might know Wrestling at the Chase, but that name may not be totally familiar. And we talk about both what happened before the matches and after the matches, but the main event is Ric Flair taking on the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and I want to give you a sneak peek of what that match looked like.
Could the newly christened champ retain the strap against a fan favorite that sought his own third title? There was added intrigue that January night. Big Thunder Gene Kiniski, an in-ring enforcer and 3-time NWA title holder himself, served as the match's special referee.
There was a lot of drama because Gene Kiniski, such a classic wrestler, Ric Flair, looking and so hungry to win, and the same thing with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. It was the roots of their feud right here in St. Louis, Missouri.
And their scrap inside the squared circle reached a fever pitch during the opening fall.
So incredible, so exciting, and of course, once again, it's the final bell, the Sam Muchnick 1982 retirement card, airing tonight at 7:30 on St. Louis 11. Thank you so much for joining us, Mike Colombo, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing this.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks, Callista.